friends from Iowa, finding out what's beyond living after death. C&R isn't just about the paranormal. It's about bringing the community together by sharing their experience, evidence, and the fun moments during a paranormal investigation, so that you, the community, can be a part of our journey. Welcome to C&R Paranormal Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode, everybody. We have Chris
And Ryne.
and we have the whole team, Cheyenne and Jody, with us. And then Mandy and Grant will be joining us in a few minutes. This episode, we'll get started about talking about the jail we were just at in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Yeah, what a fun weekend that was.
But before we start talking about it, we are going to talk about the expo for next Saturday. Guess we're not all awake. It's been a long day. Next Friday is there's a reading.
Dr. Rebecca Foster.
There you go. And then that's at 7 to 9, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then 7 till midnight is a chance to join Pac-Man Paranormal.
And Greg Bakken.
And
that's with Spirit, Squatches, and Stories.
And that'd be at the Black Park State Park in Rock Island.
Which, if you guys haven't experienced that, I definitely recommend. I experienced it down at Fort Duffield, and it was pretty cool.
And then the next day, Saturday, the 4th, from 9 till 6, it's an expo. We have so many vendors, teams, locations. Vendors are selling stuff. A bunch of workshops. Just a bunch of awesome people there. And then from 8 till midnight, there's a VIP investigation. And then from midnight to 2, there is a seance.
And with the public investigation from 8 to midnight, that's with Get Haunted, War Party Paranormal, and oh crap, the lady from Greece. I can't remember. I know they're from Greece.
This is not the best line.
And Patty Negri. How you doing, Mark Brown? Hey, Robin. We are just waiting a little bit to get started. We're waiting on our other person.
We could start. He'll get here when he gets here. He should be here any minute, though.
All right, let's go ahead.
Ryan, take it away.
You go ahead. Actually, so this weekend was last weekend, was Squirrel Cage Jail. And I want to get into, so I know, Mandy, you had the idea to do I'm trying to think of the word, the investigation at Squirrel Cage. How did that idea?
because I love investigating with you guys, and I thought, how cool would it be to investigate like an old jail or prison? And I think I just put in like haunted jails near us, and Squirrel Cage came up. I think Cheyenne was, her and I were on the same wavelength. I'm like, this would be so cool to do. I've never seen a jail like that, like the style of it, and just was super excited, and finally kind of talked you guys into it, and there we were.
To go back when Wade said, we don't have our notes in front of us, so that's why we were a little spotty, but there is a Nesper team bringing the Warren's Occult Museum, the exhibit room, and then I don't have my glasses on. Kathleen is for this. Oh, there's our other guest.
So my stuff put away. I'll be back.
So Nesper, New England Society of Psychic Research, is bringing Annabelle and friends from their Devil on the Run tour, Warren's Occult Museum, and that's going to be pretty exciting. I can't wait to see all the art, all the artifacts and everything.
Hey, Sparky.
How you doing, Sparky?
So when he's getting ready, we'll hop into what our takeaway was over the investigation at the jail. And we'll each go in detail what we all experienced.
See, when I pictured before going to this place, I thought it was going to be a little bigger than what I thought.
Yeah, the buildings are pretty small.
Well, just you look at the outside, and it just, I don't know, it just looks like an old building. You would not believe when you walk in what you see and what's in there. It's just, it seemed a lot bigger when you got in there, but just looking at the building, I would have no idea what was inside. It was just crazy.
It was like when you walked in, it was right there, right away, the staircase to go up to the second.
Well, and it's like you said, small enough that even dividing up a couple people on each floor, you could still hear, small enough that you could still hear what each other was doing.
Oh, yeah.
So it was, So when we all went to one floor and remained quiet, it was much easier to catch things. So
yeah,
it was really hard otherwise to know what you were catching and not catching, because you could almost hear everybody else.
But imagine being cramped in there.
Yeah, that was
people
nuts. Well, the craziest thing was, like, towards the end of the night, the caretaker that was there, when she talked about if that whole unit would get stuck, like, they would have to give the inmates a crowbar to, like, push. Did you guys remember her saying that? Yeah. And she said sometimes they could be stuck in there for like a week. I mean, that's just crazy.
Oh, like the turning thing. I must have missed it, but like the turning thing, when it would turn, it would get stuck, and they're stuck.
Yeah, so they would have to like manually use crowbars to all turn it together.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Well, Grant's with us, so we're going to get started.
Hi. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
It's going.
So, I guess we can. So, before we entered, what was everybody's like thoughts about the place before going in, and then we can get into like the after.
Who's going first?
Well, I went with little expectations, which I think I do with most places, because you just never know what's going to happen and not happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we went away changing my mind on that one. Definitely. I mean, you just never know when you go into a place what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't like get real high expectations. You're hoping you're catching something, and then when you run screaming, you
Yep.
realize that's what you wanted all along anyway. So,
I thought something physical happened. I thought like not. I like you were having a heart attack or something because you were the scream and the way you ran out there. I was like, okay, this person is genuine. Something happened, and I'm sitting there going, I'm just waiting for Mandy to go into nurse mode, like who fell, who got hurt. So I was like, just tell me what to do.
well, I guess I could. Well, since we're talking about, it, I'll explain a little bit, which is still kind of hard to explain to put into exact words what happened. But Mandy, you were in the jail cell first. That cell first, Mandy, you were, and I think you said just kind of weird vibes, weird pictures. And you came walking out around the corner to where I was at originally, and I'm like, just Mandy, show me which cell you're in. I'll sit there. Like I said, nothing has ever happened on any investigations that's really totally freaked me out. So I'm like, well, I'll sit in there and see if I get any vibes or see, if I catch anything. Did hear a couple little knocks, which, we've heard those things before. So didn't think anything of it. And I couldn't even tell you how long I was sitting in there, but at some point, and this is just all in a matter of seconds, something sat down next to me close enough that I felt even the thin little cushion move, and I could feel a leg against mine. So something sat down next to me, and the whole thing, like the whole jail cell, obviously it was the whole thing since it's all connected. But what I felt was like a very violent movement. Like there was an earthquake under my feet. Like that whole thing was going to collapse on us. And I literally screamed, jumped out, and ran because it has to be one of the most terrifying things that happened because it was just so quick. I wasn't expecting it, and it was just there, boom. And I think, Cheyenne, you said at least you could back me up on the whole
shaking.
Yeah. I'm shaking because Grant came back down after I calmed down a little bit and had Mandy and Cheyenne recreate where they had been at just to see if it's what I was feeling. And, Grant sat down. He said, okay, Jody, come here and sit down and tell me if this is what you felt. Then had Mandy and Cheyenne do it one more time. I'm like, no, that's a gentle sway. I felt, I know. The shaking that had happened was just, for lack of better term, violent.
Mm-hmm.
I like, it's just all at once. Something sat next to me and that thing just started shaking like nobody's business.
Now,
I was only 2 cells away.
Yeah, and Cheyenne was 2 cells away, and she said and even you said the swaying wasn't the same. It wasn't the same.
Right. And I think we were above you guys.
You were the floor above.
Yeah, that's why we recreated it.
And then I just remember, I think like I didn't feel, because like we knew it shook, right? When
I think we all had that. You walk around a little bit, the thing sways a little bit, but it's supposed to be a moving cylinder type of idea. So you're going to get that swing when we're in and out moving around a little bit. But this was,
I bet you got that residual clank.
It was just so far. Yeah, it was just so far beyond the swaying. And like I said, totally off guard. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, a couple knocks. All right. Nothing weird. And it just boom out of nowhere. It's like, almost like it was telling me, you think you've got nothing? Watch this kind of idea. There it was. So I will never make fun of Ryan for running again.
I still want you guys to get hit by a door.
I mean,
oh, man.
I'd rather get hit by a door than what happened. I'm telling you, I'm not going to lie. So, but that was quite interesting. So like I said, I went in with no expectations and definitely came out with a changed mind on that one.
Yeah.
Definitely something going on in there.
And that's pretty interesting because me and Chris, we were on the 4th floor the whole I think from what it sounds, it was happening as we
started to come downstairs, I believe, when it happened.
Mm-hmm. But we weren't near the...
Yeah.
But because we were up on 4th floor, and if I remember right, we had some stuff on 4th floor. It wasn't like REM pod and all of our devices, but it felt, I wouldn't say heavy, but it felt like there was definitely people up there. But after hearing what you experienced, Jody, it's pretty cool.
And In hindsight, yes, it was cool.
Mm.
That's the stuff you're looking for.
No,
Those first-hand
weird-
experiences.
And I don't know if he heard you scream, but I didn't hear you scream.
No, I didn't either.
It was bad. And then just like when I ran downstairs as fast as I could run, like she was like visibly shaking. Like
You almost fell down. You almost fainted.
It started running.
You had
back
to
was
catch.
to the
You had
wall,
to catch
yeah.
yourself because you came running out. You were like, no, 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 and then you went up against the thing, and you were like,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh shit, something's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon my.
I jumped out of the bed.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was at my aid, but yeah, it was almost like I was just lightheaded, and
Mhm.
I felt I was doubled over, and I couldn't catch my breath, and it was like almost like a horrible panic attack coming on after
See, I think
experiencing that. But that's because that's not. It's always the little things. You always hear the noises, and I've never had anything.
I think the whole point is
personal happen.
to shake you off.
Yeah,
You're not expecting it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these places, well, not a lot, but some of these places that get investigated a lot and have been around a while, see a lot of action. It probably takes it a minute to gain momentum. So then it was probably gaining momentum. That's why we probably didn't get too much action, but we knew it,
yeah.
the jail, it's got to have residual, it
Oh,
has
yeah.
residual stuff. And then it was like, sorry, Jody.
I was just trying to back Mandy up.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was something going on in there. So.
Yeah. But yeah, that makes sense because I honestly like right for some reason now it connects like the bigger picture of it because what I was thinking was, okay, yeah, it shook and I'm thinking shake. But then now it's like, wait a minute, you probably felt what they felt.
Yeah, in
When
hindsight,
when they were like, all right, guys, we're going to be moving, and the guys like get down in your seat, sit down because we're about to move, and then clank.
I was going to say, in hindsight, listening to the lady that was there for the night with us describe how it worked, I think you're probably right. At the moment, that's not what it felt like, but yeah,
Right.
it does make total sense that it was probably residual, but it was,
Oh, you never know.
unnerving, totally
Yeah.
unnerving.
Oh yeah.
I think
I could only imagine what they felt.
Yeah,
and the funny thing is too, it doesn't help that there was two mannequins right in that cell to add the spooky
yeah.
part
Yeah.
to it. But
But I
Shine,
think
with this,
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
man.
Shine, with this being your location you wanted to go, what did you think about it?
Well, it was pretty fun. There was a lot of activity. And then it died down later on in the morning, but I think it was pretty cool to investigate a jail.
Would you want to go back?
Yeah, totally.
Or would you want to do something bigger like a penitentiary?
That'd be cool too.
After we said we were going to retire after this, our bodies could not handle this. But a penitentiary, that's a different story. I would, even like the mental, unit or
the
something.
mental unit.
See, I didn't go into the. Now that I think about it, I didn't go into the infirmary. Did anybody go in there?
Ryan and I did not.
Yeah.
And Mandy and I did. No, we really didn't.
Where was that at?
Yeah.
That was was it the second floor?
Second floor.
To the left, I
Nope.
believe.
No, third.
Third floor.
Oh, I never.
It was right across from the trustees, which
Yeah.
The trustees room. Yeah, I went into the. Yeah, was the did that have the two mannequins in it? One was looking out a window, and then there was one laying in bed.
Yes, the trustees room. Yes.
Yeah, I was in there. That was the first room I did. I went in there and I sat just in silence, and then I got on the floor. I sat on the floor, and then I laid like not a starfish, but like the dead man's. Oh, I just laid on the floor and just see if I could feel it. And I didn't feel anything, and then I was like, I got up and
when Cheyenne and Mandy and I were there, we got some cat ball interactions.
Mhm.
yeah, I had a cat ball set up, but I didn't
Not
see
that, but
anything. I
not
think
much
it was,
beyond that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and it was weird that cat ball. Like you would pretty much Jody say, okay, stop, and it would stop. Like, I mean, it just, I don't know. It was like it was answering and listening really closely.
and I think too, wasn't that a female part too? Wasn't there a female jail?
That was the female area.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, and that's why I think I didn't feel anything because there was,
Ah.
I was in
the
there and it might have
trustees' room
been.
the trustees' room had all those female inmate pictures on the tables, so that had to have been.
Yeah, that was it. Yep, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, and this is probably I should not have done this, and I'm glad but I took pictures of the mugshots on
so
there. I
did
was
I.
like, cool. And then I was gonna like send them to somebody, or like show, and then I was like, no, don't do that. And I deleted them. But I just wonder, I don't know. They were watching.
I have a shot of the same thing too, but I haven't sent them anywhere.
I was like, maybe I probably shouldn't have jumped the gun and like did that right away.
Right.
And sitting in the room waiting for them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're probably like, this jerk.
So, Chris, me and you were on the 4th floor while they were doing their thing. Do you want to go into what the experiment that me and you did?
What's the immersive one?
The deprivation one.
Yeah, deprivation. That's what I meant. Yeah, we just blindfolded our eyes and then took it all in. Didn't really get much. And then I wanted to Estes for, 45 minutes, you said?
I think so. I wasn't really
Yeah, something like that.
keeping track.
And then, I don't know if we picked up much on Estes. I think we got much upstairs. More when we all took a jail cell. We got more in the jail area than we did investigating solo like that.
Oh, there you go.
See, like I mean, for me personally, when we were doing the deprivation thing, it felt like there was people around us. Like there was something there, but they were just checking us out. That's what it felt like to me anyway. Because I don't know if you were what were you feeling when you were, did you feel anything when you were?
Wasn't feeling much.
Was it? Like, it felt like, to me, like, because I eventually moved to the front. I had my back against the door. But it felt like there was people right in front of me.
When we did the Estes, though, I know it. I believe I said there was a lot of people trying to come through, and then there was, at parts of times, there was kids coming through because kids were stationed there.
Yeah.
I don't think they had what did she say, DHS or something back?
Yeah, it was like when
Yeah.
there was a kid who
Yeah.
didn't have any parent to claim him or whatever, and they would gently place them into the cell.
So I think we were picking up that, and then later that night we were all in cells, and then we kept hearing like kids' voices
Where
above
am I
us on the
here?
second floor.
Sound like kids giggling.
Yes, a lot of giggling. And then it was like they were walking back and forth too, maybe playing tag or something.
I know we gotta go back on the digirecorder because at least when we were up there, Chris, because at some point when you were doing the Estes, I heard a voice under your voice when you spoke. So I don't know if the digirecorders caught that or not. We'll find out. Because I know we had both digirecorders running.
Yeah.
Your end and my end.
Did anybody else have their own experiences?
When we were all in cells, and I was the only one went on second floor because you all was on first floor. I'm like, I'll just go to second floor. No one wants to come up here with me. While I was sitting like the cell next to the stairs, and everyone was quiet, I saw a shadow walk back and forth twice.
Oh.
And you guys you hear footsteps, and then you guys kept checking on me, and I never answered you guys because you said stay quiet, and I stayed quiet.
Yeah, I remember.
I thought
Yeah,
you were asleep.
yeah, we all
No.
thought you were sleeping.
No.
We were like, oh,
Nope,
'Cause
I was
we
up
were
there
like, is
being
she
quiet.
walking around up there? Because we heard that stuff.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out if that was you.
No,
Yeah.
I
We
was.
were like,
She's the
Diane,
only one that
Diane.
understood the assignment.
Yeah, I was following the assignment. You guys say stay quiet. Like, okay, I'll stay quiet.
Well, and it's kind of hard, like you said, when you're in there, everybody's quiet, and then all of a sudden you feel you start swaying again. You're like,
Is that you?
did somebody move? Who moved?
Yeah.
Like nobody moved, but you're swaying. Okay, here we go again.
And like I remember, Mandy, you were going to that lady, and like the lady that was seeing the building.
Yeah, there was a few noises we heard because I mean she was in an office not too far from where we were at, but she was very respectful. And I remember sneaking up because we heard a couple big bangs, and she was like sitting in her chair, had headphones on, so I know it wasn't her. And then I even asked her, "Have you been up in the last 10 minutes?" She said, "Not at all." So it wasn't her. But
And you could tell she was like,
yeah,
she was very respectful of the team. And you could tell, like, in general, for investigators and stuff, because she's obviously she's had an experience or something, but so
And like,
I think so she was super quiet. I think she knew just to sit there with her noise canceling headphones on, and
you imagine where she was at in that gift shop area, and where that door is, where that
In confinement.
area, and an investigator opens that door, scares the crap. That would suck.
that's why I think the door is supposed to be kept shut.
Mm-hmm.
I walked through there because I was looking for the small area. I didn't realize where that door was. That was the area.
Yeah.
And so I opened this door. I thought it was to something else. I was like, should I open this? And I did, and it was just the gift shop.
You should be careful, Ryan. You don't want to be opening up doors and portholes to hell like on accident. Just, hey, willy-nilly, what's this door?
That's the best part, though.
Speak for yourself.
They said there wasn't a door in the basement, but Ryan found a door and he opened it.
Who's this? But no, it was a pretty good night.
Yeah, it was cool.
I was glad we didn't. I mean, if we set up those cameras, I don't think we would have had a lot of time.
Yeah, I think we would have spent a majority of the time setting up the cameras, trying to get it right, and then I don't know if anybody else noticed, when I would take pictures, I could see stuff on my camera would go by, and I don't know if it was an orb or a dust, but I would take a picture and there was nothing in it.
Yeah, there were a couple times I thought I had something for sure, and they took the picture of nothing.
Yeah.
I think I had one shot that came out that has a light anomaly at the top of the picture, going over the right where the door jamb is at.
Yeah,
it's the only one though.
I think, to me, what good I think is that with this investigation, I think it was a good, I mean, we had devices around, but they didn't go off, so it made it worthwhile to have, no cameras, basically nothing. I mean, we had digital recorders, but that was about it, and just experience the surroundings around us.
Yeah, I think it seems to be just talking with each other. It seems to be it was a lot of residual is what we were hearing and catching than anything else.
Although, for me, my experience, I think the only experience I had besides seeing stuff was when we first walked in the door. It was right away when we walked in that door. I had a sharp pain right around here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And the whole time we were doing that miniature tour, and we go back down, it went away. But the whole time it was just sharp pain right here, and I didn't know it at the time, but when she said people would get their arms stuck or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They put their arms in it so they could go to the infirmary or get out of the cell.
She said it was easier to escape from the infirmary than it was from the jail.
Right.
Mhm.
So, but that's what I liked most about the young lady that was there that night. You go to these places, you get the tour, and they'll start giving you the hot spots, and this is what happens here, and this is, and she didn't tell us anything.
Mhm.
Right.
And I love that about that experience. She didn't tell us anything. Let's have our own experiences. And then before we left, she went over, okay, yeah, well, what you experienced there it makes sense because a lot of people were, hey, we told her about the trustees room. She said, well, that's new. Basically, most people don't get any kind of interaction in there.
Yeah.
So I very much appreciated that about our guide, whatever you want to call her, not giving up all the hot spots, letting us find out for ourselves and experience everything for ourselves without having that preset notion in your head this is what's going to happen.
Because I think I asked her, I'm like, after I heard her say, she was like, I'm not going to reveal anything. And then we just taught, and then I was just like, so are you believing? And she's like I said, I am not going to reveal anything until the end. I was like, gotcha, good. I think
more places should go to that. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to tell you anything. You have your experiences, share with me at the end, and we'll bounce ideas.
She probably wanted to know if it's, legit or not.
It's more legit. It's more legit. Some people's not coming back. Oh yeah, we experienced that. Well, are we just feeding off what they've already told us?
Right.
To give them a story because you were expecting that, or I really appreciated that action from her, not giving anything away until the end.
Although it bummed me out when she said, basically, she wasn't going to tell me about the arm thing.
Oh, I wasn't bummed.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
I was like, I really wanted to know.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But, Chris, any personal experiences with you?
Just my accident I had. I found a basement door. I was face to face with it. Got any flashlights in the place you don't really know.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the step that you would step up and then it was a step down?
And then I think it was color or something.
It was like,
it was right before the staircase going up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of step. When I fell, I landed on my side, and then right there was a basement door. So they pull from the ground. They pull out open.
Oh,
you imagine if that thing was open? When you realize that, you just went, where'd Chris go?
I'm just wondering what's down there.
I really wanted to know.
She said it was just storage.
Yeah.
Miscellaneous stuff. Someone asked, and that's what she told us.
Yeah, I was walking behind Chris, and all of a sudden he fell. I'm like, well, at first I'm like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, oh, you actually fell. Oops.
Just taking a nap.
Mom, like son, I had to do it first for ours. So.
Grant, no, never mind. I was gonna say you next, but I was like,
I was just thinking that, but I was like, I'm not gonna say it. So, well, thank you, Ryan.
Well, now that I jinxed myself.
Yeah.
So.
No, I just need to be more. I think for some reason too in this investigation, I don't know. I think I did have a different attitude towards the other ones that I've been to, like Edinburgh and stuff. I think because it's like open during the day, public, like museum kind of thing. And then I don't know. It was like, I think I didn't have any expectations. And then at Edinburgh Manor, I wanted to say I didn't have expectations, but I did.
Mm.
And like here I was like, I guess I felt like I was like kind of like in Jody's, like I wanted to get surprised, but I think I don't know. I had my guard up. I don't know.
Like, I remember when we were all sitting in those cells and we were being quiet. And, well, I was hearing something and I was trying to describe it. And you're all like, shh, shh. What? Like, in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to explain what I'm hearing.
There was definitely that. I think that was the coolest thing we did. Just so we were just all quiet.
Mm.
And it could, I mean, there were some things you guys were saying, like the little kids laughing. I didn't hear that. But doesn't mean it wasn't there. I just didn't hear it.
Well,
But
it was
I
weird
definitely
because
heard like
cross between the laughing
clanking.
and yes, it
Yeah,
was almost
Yeah.
like a cross between little kids' kind of laughter, and it was kind of hard to distinguish if it was that or maybe a door cell, like because they were so squeaky and that light how high
yeah.
pitched it was almost a cross between the two when you heard the laughter. So it was kind of hard to.
Oh, that okay.
It was kind of cross between the two, but there seemed to be a little bit of distinction. So there were a couple times there I'm like, yeah, that's not the door. That's some kid laughing.
Yeah. Well, I know, like towards the end of the night, I think Grant and I were both just like, we're done. And you guys, I think we're all on 4th floor. Well, him and I each took a cell, probably like 3 cells apart. And he did fall asleep a few times because I could hear him snoring. But every time, like, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to shut my eyes to get some sleep in a jail cell, right? Every time I would shut my eyes, I didn't really think about this until like a couple days ago. It would be like something would wake me up. Not that I was scared or anything, but it's like either I heard a noise, and knowing you guys were like on a different floor, just like I would shut my eyes and almost be jolted awake, like something was either watching me. I was not scared at all, but it was just like, why can't I just shut my eyes for a few minutes? It's like
we were on
I
4th
couldn't.
floor pretty quiet when we were up on 4th floor.
Yeah, no,
We weren't
yeah, I
down
knew
there
it wasn't you
anything.
guys.
Yeah.
When you're in
Although-
jail, you gotta keep your eyes open.
I
all the
guess,
time.
yeah.
Well, and I think about the time you guys were falling asleep too is when we were realizing it was kind of just like the whole place like literally shutting down, like everybody's going to bed, including the ghost at that point. So
Like, I know when at the end that when us 4 we were up on 4th floor. And well, it was dead, and well, I had the little REM pod in that little room, and I was trying so hard to see if it was me. I still don't know if it was me or not.
Is that when the REM pod went on? It was like going
That
off and
that
making
loud
noises?
that loud squeaking sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I was walking by, it was like it was at the right moment where I step, it would go off. But I tried jumping around, I tried stomping, I tried nothing. I tried, and it was a pretty good distance away from me, so I don't know what was making it go off, or because I think Chris was getting annoyed with me. Were
Was
you?
it a 4th floor?
Yeah.
we kept
Oh, yeah.
walking back and forth trying to get it to go off.
Yeah. Because I'm like, wait a minute. And I couldn't make up my mind. I was like, I don't know. So, I mean, for me with that, I think that in my mind is still up in the air of was it me or was it not? But I'm more leaning towards it could possibly not have been me because it was far away, and I mean there was a couple times I walked back and forth, it wasn't going off.
Right.
So I thought that was a little weird.
Did you catch it? Didn't you have what's the one that has the words that will talk?
The
Oh,
obelisk.
the obelisk?
Yeah.
I don't remember it saying
I-
too many things.
I don't think we really use. I think
I remember it being on, and I remember
Yeah.
saying, like, what is it saying? What is it saying? And everybody
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, did you hear that?
oh,
What's that?
so
We had it on in the cell when I went back, that same cell when I went back in later to see if we could catch anything else in there, and it really didn't. It said like what 3 or 4 words, and I think
Yeah,
that
it wasn't
that was
many.
the extent of it.
Yeah.
and well, I had the phonic thing on, and that I guess it's somehow able to like communicate through that, and it was saying when I was in there, it was saying some stuff, but I couldn't make it out. And I thought it was funny when I think we went back, and I think we were trying to. I think I had asked you, Jody, if you wanted to go back in the cell. You did, but
Yeah, I was iffy, but I did. In the name of science.
Science.
did you on the second go around? Was it still that same?
Well, I had apprehension. I mean, my body, I was tensed up, of course, because I'm like, is something else going to happen? Am I going to be able to hold my ground if it does happen again? But again, there are a few knocks in there. I was a little uneasy, but as the longer I sat in there, the more I kind of eased in and just kind of, I calmed down. It was okay. Nothing else happened. Like I said, other than maybe a few more knocks while I was in there, but.
I think with this building, you had that, Mandy. You had that picture that it was like
Looked like
seemed
daylight.
it was daylight, but it was,
Yeah, I don't
It's like
know.
multiple-
So it was pitch black, not pitch black. I mean, it's dark, middle of night. I wanted to take pictures without my flash and pictures with my flash on. So you could definitely tell, a picture that was darker, and then you could tell that my flash was on. 2 times, once on the first floor cells and once on the 4th floor apartment. I took a picture. He was in one of them. It was almost like it was just completely daylight outside.
It looks like a car is driving by.
But there was no way. I mean, there was a lot of planes. There's an airport right there.
Right. It's like car headlights. That's what it looks like, is like shining
like just
in.
bright light. And then you look at the same picture dark and the same picture with my flash on. I don't know. I just couldn't explain these pictures. It was just weird. I don't know. At first I thought I was just being stupid, but like it's just they're so bright. Like it was just 10 o'clock in the morning with the sun out.
Mm-hmm.
and I think that'd be like that's like one of those like. I mean, who knows what it was,
Yeah, I couldn't explain it. I was just kind of freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, I think the hard part about that place too, it's so much like, it's in the middle of the downtown there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So much light and all of that stuff. That's kind of a hard one.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what I
the
said.
plane goes over.
Yeah.
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 And I said something to
Lot of
Cheyenne
planes.
too when we were up when Cheyenne and I were in up the kids area, and that apartment across the way is where they show those. Before we went through, they had seen those pictures of the shadow person in the door of the apartment. And I said to Cheyenne, "How could they even capture that? Because with your back to the kids area, there's a huge street light shining right in through that window.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
shines right into that apartment. I don't know how they got. Like I was just trying to, figure out how they would have gotten the shadow the way they did.
Mhm.
yeah.
It was so bright. Interesting for sure, but yeah, in the middle of downtown, it's kind of hard with the
Yeah.
lighting, the noise,
Yeah.
The plane.
planes.
It's fun looking out the window because on 4th floor because me and Chris we were up there and it was fun seeing all the people walk by in that parking lot just walking by. And we were like, what were these people doing? We don't know, but I think definitely this is a place to go back to, and I don't know if it would be worth a weekend, maybe at this place. Maybe seeing if we get more. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, well, now knowing the setup of the place and just how small it really in reality is would give us a better idea of how to approach
See,
what we're doing.
I think to do that one, it would have to be like some of the, what is it? There's a show where when they come in and they investigate, they black out the windows, and they have a lot of time to do it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're going to be here for 72 hours. Like, we're in here, and then lock it off and block out the, the dark light or the, the windows, all of that. And then see what you get in the next couple nights.
That was, yeah. I mean, I'm 95% sure that building wouldn't allow
No.
that. But you and I mean,
But that's
that
what
would be
I think
cool
that's
to
what you would
do.
have to do to get a proper investigation.
Yeah.
Black out everything that you possibly can.
Yeah, you just cover the windows and
Mhm.
but because it's a historical site, in a museum, they're not going to let you do that, It's like they got all that stuff set up, but I would, you just put garbage bags over the windows or whatever and tape it up, and then you try to isolate as much light as you can, and then you would have time to set up cameras in each, wherever, and then the next night move the cameras to another place.
Yeah.
See, when I like in my head, when I thought about the cameras before going in here, I was like, I truly thought it was a bigger. I mean, not as small as it was, but
it's like the stuff you see on TV, and you're like, it looks huge. Like when you go to a baseball game, the stadium looks huge, and then you go and you're like, whoa, it's a little smaller. I mean, it's still big, but it's
It kind of reminded me a little bit of a Granger house, small type.
Yeah.
Well, not only was it small, but it was so it was kind of dangerous because there'd be little steps here and there, and you're like, "Oh my god, I didn't see it."
Yeah, or it's
and
like
the door frames,
down.
You couldn't really fit too well through if you're a bigger girl. I mean, it was just tight squeeze everywhere. Like it's challenging. That place was challenging for sure.
Like, what was it, Chris? Where was it that you? Was it the solitary confinement area you were trying to squeeze through?
Yeah,
that was real.
That was tight.
Yeah, you had to turn sideways to get through that puppy.
Yeah, that. Well, and then the story she told us about what they think was possibly an inmate that was stuck that they had in there for 10 hours. But she thinks it was the hallway to solitary, which even then, I mean, if you were to lay down, you'd have to lay down on your side and curl because it curled around.
Yeah.
There's no way someone could have been in that 2x2 cell for 10 days. Yeah. So she thinks it was a hallway, but it's just horrible that they did that.
I'm kind of curious. I wonder what kind of food they had back then.
Gruel.
Probably.
That's what it's called.
Slop.
Can I have some more gruel, sir?
It's what they serve orphans.
And then imagine just going to the bathroom in that cell.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, where are the bathrooms? And then it was just like a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
Knock on the door like, John, are you pooping too?
There's not even a door.
I mean, it was pretty cool seeing the pie shaped cell. The picture in my head definitely. I didn't think like it was going to be that small, but it was pretty fun. I know one cell that kind of creeped me out was because I went up to the second floor at one point, and I walked to. So, if you're going from the first floor around the cylinder thing and going up those stairs,
The back stairs,
and then going around to the second floor, and then you're right there, and you can see the first floor from there.
Mm-hmm.
Where that noose was, and that picture frame, that cell right there creeped me out.
Yeah, they were all
sitting
pretty
there,
creepy.
and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, if something falls down, pops out of nowhere, right in front of me, I'd be crapping my pants.
I think that was Jack Bird's cell.
Yeah.
Jake Bird.
Yep.
Jake Bird, yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty cool seeing like the I think they had like a little honoring of the police and everything there.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
You know, I wouldn't take a special trip to go through the museum because, you know, it's a 4.5-hour drive. But I wouldn't mind going back during the day, pay the museum fee just to like be able to like look through some of their stuff and read a lot of the stuff that they had on the walls. You know, we really didn't have time to do that this weekend, but it's a really, really cool place. Like I would tell anybody just to visit it as a museum. It's amazing.
I was kind of hoping we were. I wanted to look at some of that stuff.
It makes me wonder. I know they have that basement and they use it for storage. Makes me wonder what stuff they got down there of past inmates that left stuff or
history-wise stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would definitely say it's a thing you should do in the daytime too, because to try to understand what you're seeing. And I think it took her a couple times to explain to us exactly how the whole
right
turning of the thing worked before we're like, oh, okay, now I got it. It's just
I'm like, where did they go?
I know.
They opened the door and then what? Like,
you think you got it, and then she's explaining something else. Like, wait, doesn't make sense. And she goes further, like, oh, okay, yeah. So
yeah, it's like they're herding cattle in and out. You know, you go this direction, and it's just it was a cool place.
Yeah.
Too many mannequins.
Robin, go.
Yield.
What were you saying, Chris?
Too many mannequins in there.
Oh
Yeah.
First they get used to them walking around.
See, that's like during the day, okay, but then it's like when they do the investigation, you should be able to clear this out.
Did you guys notice like 1 or 2 cells on the second floor? If you look up, it wasn't a mannequin, but just a black cardboard cutout, which made it even freakier. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I got a picture of one. I was like, oh my god! But it was just a cutout.
There was at least 2 cells at them.
Yeah.
I think I did one of them. Yeah.
I didn't notice it at all.
Yeah, I was taking pictures and I'm like, it kind of startled me when I saw it in the picture, but then I noticed it was just a cardboard cutout.
Although my favorite part of that jail too was I was getting pretty cool pictures, especially with our red lights. Us in solitary confinement. And imagine, I don't know.
So what do you guys got coming up besides, I know the expo next weekend?
So the expo next weekend, and I can't believe that's already around the corner. Then Chris and I will be a part of we'll be help with the November 1st public investigation at the Roadhouse. And that's part of the Get Haunted Midwest.
Cool.
And then November, I think we're trying to see about doing an investigation at Quarters 1.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50.
And we'll start planning next year.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Oh, the caretaker. So we did ask her at the end, and I remember her talking about in the infirmary there was a cabinet. Jody, do you remember her talking about the cabinet?
The cabinet opening.
Yeah, that like there was no key to it, no way to really open it. And one time she found it open and was like, I mean, she said she's never really been scared there, but that's the only thing she really noticed was
scared. Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't understand how it even got opened.
Was that when we were there, or was that?
Yes, when we were leaving, and we were.
Ryan, you and I were packing up, I believe.
Yeah, you guys might have been out of the truck because I was standing they were right inside. I was standing right outside the doorway, and I could hear them, or I could see her and hear her talking, and she said that there was a cabinet in there that they didn't have a key for, and nobody knew how to get it open or whatever. And then the one day she came in and it was open.
I just said all that.
I thought that happened when we were there.
No.
No.
I was like, and I missed it.
I know, that would have been cool.
But well, what were you saying, Chris? Go ahead.
I think we're gonna wrap it up for
I
tonight.
was just gonna say that.
Mandy, thank you for joining us on this
Thanks for having
investigation.
Thanks for
us.
having us. Sorry I was late.
You can
Oh,
come
no,
out of
you're good.
retirement and join us again if you want.
Okay.
And then thanks everyone for listening, and we'll let Ryan take it away.
So I know we were talking about it in the beginning, but I'll say it again. And how many days till the expo? 9? Or is it 8?
8.
8 days?
Yeah.
So can't believe it's 8 days till the Rock Island Roadhouse Esoteric Expo. Before October 4th, October 3rd, there's a gallery reading with Dr. Rebecca Foster. And Chris, can you say the times for her?
7 to 9.
7 to 9. And then Spirit Squatches and Stories with special edition CE5 with Greg Bakken. And that's what, 7 to midnight. 7 to midnight. And that's the October 3rd, the Friday night before the expo. And then October 4th is the big day, and you'll have a bunch of vendors, presenters, speakers. You'll have the New England Society for Psychic Research, NESPR, with the Devil on the Run tour with Annabelle and friends. And then there's the public investigation with Get Haunted, War Party Paranormal, and the Lady from Greece.
Ryan,
And
where are they doing the CE5 thing at?
So that's at Black Hawk
State Park.
Okay.
State Park.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was just seeing where they were doing it at. Okay.
And then the Midnight Sands with Patty Negri. You can get your tickets for the expo and for the gallery reading and the Spirit Squatches and Stories on extremeticketing.com. That's extreme with an X. Where you can find us is Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. All you need to do is search C, the and sign R, paranormal. And as for that, like Chris said, thank you guys so much for coming on this podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. And
Bye,
as
Si.
always,
Bye, Jody.
and as
Bye, boy.
always,
Hi, everyone.
Bye.
you guys have a good one, and we will
Bye,
see
Robin.
you guys
Bye, Robin.
on the next
Bye,
one.
Robin.
We believe that the journey doesn't just stop. It only begins. And that's with you, the community, as we take you along on our journey through the unknown. Without you, there wouldn't be us. So as for that, thank you so much for watching and listening, and stay tuned for more